So I know the transfer window isn't open and it's not going to be open until the summertime. I felt this was a needed type of video because of the poor start so far this season. If you guys remembered during the offseason last year, I did like a keep, sell, loan, rebuild video for the Sounders. I think that just was released like maybe 2-ish months ago. If you guys want to watch that video, then head back to this one or watch this one, then go and watch that one next. I wanted to do a new updated version of it now that we've seen the players 10 games into the season and who I think we need to keep, sell, and then what positions we need to look at to get in this video. I'm not going to be talking about any specific players we should go out and buy. If you guys want to see a video of like a market transfer wish list of players that I think would fit the Sounders very well, players that we need to buy that I feel like would be good options for us based off of price, free transfer, whatever it may be, let me know in the comments down below. But we're just going to be focusing on going through the roster, who I think still deserves to be a part of this team, who we need to sell, and what positions we need to fill during the offseason without mentioning any specific players, but just positional wise. So I have the Sounders roster up in front of me, and then next we'll go into the position thing into a separate graphic, and we're just going to go one by one, kind of speed run it. I don't think anything that I said in that previous video from the keep, sell, loan video, the original one, will be much different from what I'm going to say here, but definitely now seeing and maybe reassuring my points of maybe players I was hesitant with, I was 50-50 on, I feel a lot more confident about if I'm saying more on the keep side or the sell side, whatever it may be. But we'll just kind of speed run through this because I think for the most part, we're all going to agree on the players that I think deserve to still stay and who needs to bug off. For some reason, we can't get this in chronological order from goalkeeper to attacker, but this is as organized as it's going to get. We're going to start with defense. Stuart Hawkins, keep. Cody Baker, keep. Jackson Ragen, if he is a third center back option for us, I would say keep. He shouldn't be a starter. From what I've seen from Nathan so far, I think he should be our starting center back with Yeimar. I would say keep. Jonathan Bell recently actually had a pretty good performance, in my opinion, against DC United. I'd actually keep him. And plus, he can play across the defensive line. He reminds me of Jalil Anibaba. If you guys remember him back in 2014, he was actually a great supplemental player that could play all across the back line. And it was very crucial in our Supporter Shield winning campaign. And I like him so far. I think it's a great personality. I would say keep. Yeimar, keep. Javi's already been sold, and I would have said sell anyway. Alex Roldan, I'd sell him. I think he is good value. He's El Salvador's captain, has that bump in price because of that. You know, he's a very marketable player to El Salvador fans. I would say sell. Nouhou, I'd say sell. These two guys, I think, are such cash cows for the team. And I think it's funny that they're right next to each other. These two guys, we can make some good money off of. I'd rather just play Cody at right back. I think he does pretty much the same job. Yeah, it's not obviously to Alex Roldan's degree, but he's quite similar to Alex. I think even a little bit better in some departments. And he's also like 5 to 7 years younger. So he's only going to get better, while Alex is pretty much as good as it's going to get. Like, I don't think there's any improvement with him. I think he was great as a right wing back in the 5-back formation, but as a sole right back, I think he is so mid. And, you know, after that red card, him being an idiot, it's really left a really sour taste. Regardless if he apologizes, I love how he's like, I didn't go in with malice. And I was listening to the interview because I was curious what his response was going to be. It's weird. I know this might be an unpopular opinion, but I didn't like it. I feel like he was deflecting a lot. He didn't own it, being like, yeah, I lost my head. That wasn't good. He did say, like, I let the fans and my teammates down, but it's like, he doesn't want to admit that it was boneheaded and he wasn't thinking, but he's like, I didn't go in with malice. I didn't try to do this. But I was like, your reaction and your tackle kind of says otherwise. Nonetheless, though, even without the red card, I'd still be sell. Nouhou, Alex Roldan are two really good money grab players that we could sell for good money in positions that don't make or break the team, that we have plenty of depth in, and or we could just buy a decent MLS left back, and I think he'll do the same job as Nouhou. And again, I know it's an unpopular opinion because Nouhou's a fan favorite, but I think we've kind of missed out on a lot of opportunities to sell him for good money. Della Vega, keep. Bradilio Rodriguez, keep, I guess. Danny Musovski, haven't seen enough of him. Sure, we can keep these guys. I think Musovski is actually a really good backup striker. I think he reminds me of Chad Barrett a little bit from what I've seen. Again, it's a small sample size, but for the most part, if you're seeing it now, it's most likely going to be the case. I don't think he's an Eber 2.0, in my opinion. I think he's like a Chad Barrett-esque player. I'd say keep to all three of these guys. Ruidíaz, bye. I don't care. You scored 4 penalties and one wonder goal that was heavily deflected. You need to go. Jordan Morris, you could get probably some decent money from him. I'd say sell. Castro doesn't matter. Keep. Frei, based off all the players I'm saying sell, I guess keep Frei because you do need some stability, but I would honestly give Thomas a bit more of a chance because I think he's proven himself so far. I mean, he's getting a lot of minutes so far this season, and I think he's looked pretty good. I think he's actually very commanding. He's also hella fucking jacked. I don't know if you guys noticed that. That guy, as Rob Holding once said, he's built like a brick shit house. And I kind of like that about him. Frei, because of all the players I'm saying sell, I would just keep him just due to experience, his longevity within the team. But at some point, we really, really got to start thinking about the Frei switch. Like, I know people aren't going to like it, but like, guy's almost 40. You can tell his performances are starting to go down a little bit. And I want Frei to leave as a hero, not in like kind of like how things kind of ended sour with Gespurning. I want him to leave as a hero because he deserves that. Arguably, in my opinion, greatest goalkeeper in MLS history. Sota, keep. Liao Chu, we could have made good money off him in the recent offseason. Could we hopefully get another good offer for him? Maybe. I'm like, my opinion with Chu, I'm like 80% sell, 20% keep because he is an out and out winger, and there's not many of them like this that are like okayly decent like him out there unless we played our cards right. I personally think Omir Fernandez is a better option than him. Justin Miram. These are players I mentioned during the offseason that we should have looked at buying. I would still say sell. Obed. Okay, the reality is with all these midfielders, we have Danny, we have Sota, we have Obed, we have Josh. I think we got to sell one of them. And I know, again, this is going to be controversial. I'd sell Obed, but for the right reasons in regards to if a European team is that interested in him, sell him. Do the Alphonso Davies, the Brendan Aronson, add the clause where if they keep making jumps to bigger transfers, we keep getting a piece of it. That's what Philadelphia did with Brendan Aronson. That's what the Whitecaps did with Davies. When Davies made his big move to Bayern Munich and then hit X amount of games, they got money from him. With Brendan Aronson, when he made his move to Salzburg, they got money from him. When he made his move to Leeds, they made money from him. That's just good, smart business. Like, we have too many midfielders. Some of them got to go. I would sell Obed. Reed, it depends on what direction we go at the right back spot, but I don't think we need Reed and Cody. Make a decision. Again, like Obed, Reed has had offers from Bundesliga clubs. If you can do the same thing like with Obed, it's good money to be gained. Josh, I think keep. He's probably been one of our better players this season outside of his game against Colorado. I think he's been one of our better players. I think he's starting to grow in the role. Paulo keep, even though I think at some point, similarly to Frei, we got to start thinking about when's the right time to let go. But again, we need that experience. I still think he's one of our better players. I'd say keep. Danny, similar thing. I love the guy. I'm good friends with Danny. But like, if there's a good offer for him, maybe sell him. But he's been good. He was really good, in my opinion, in the San Jose game that we did lose, unfortunately. But again, just make a decision with him. Stop stringing the young midfielders on. We have too many of them. Let some of them go. Don't let all these guys rot on the bench because I know you could get a good transfer in for Danny, be it from an MLS team, a lower tier, maybe like Belgian club, Greek club. You got to stop holding on too much. Be smart with the transfer business. But Rusnák, if he goes out of a DP deal, if he goes to a TAM deal, the problem is with Rusnák, this isn't 2018 or 19. Rusnák is not a designated player quality anymore. If he was a TAM or just a lower tier contract, I'd say keep. But if he wants to keep being a designated player, sell. Cristian Roldan, this one's the very interesting one because I would say keep. But this season, I think he's been garbage. I still am going to lean towards keep. I'm like 70% keep, 30% sell because maybe the wheels are starting to fall off with him. He's getting more and more of these concussion issues, which isn't good. Also not playing well. But good odds are I think Cristian will get back to form once the team gets back in form. Problem I have with Cristian is he's on like a max TAM deal. And in modern MLS, a guy like Cristian Roldan that's on a max TAM deal is not good because like he's like what Kellen Rowe was, where he fits in roles. Obviously, he's better than Kellen Rowe. I'm not saying he's the same dude as Rowe, but like he just fills in at roles. Like, what is Roldan's true position? I think a DM, but again, we have too many DMs. And he plays out wide, he plays right back, he might play left mid. Like, where's his role? He's not a DM anymore. That's why I'm like so 50-50 on this, but you got to keep a guy that can play multiple roles. I think that's crucial for squad depth. So I'd say keep. So there's a lot of sales here, and I'll go back over it for you all. I'm saying, how many players am I saying to sell? So let's go through this. I think I said keep with Jackson Ragen, so that's not a sell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll count these guys as 6 because it doesn't matter which one goes, just one of the two. 6, 7, 8. 8 players from I don't know how many players are on the team. Let's say like 21. That's a lot. That is a lot of players. In regards to positions that I think we need to get for the team. So I put this 11 together of what I think are players that for sure should be playing. I just went with the default 4-2-3-1. I think Frei, as I said, it's fine to keep him. It's not the end of the world. It's not my biggest position of urgency if I were to categorize importance. Frei, I think would be great. If we sold Alex, I think Cody Baker, yes, recently kind of was at fault for the Frei red card, but he's young. He can only get better. And I'm okay with guys like him making those mistakes. But when it's the experienced guys doing dumb stuff like that, that's where I'm not happy about. It was just indecision. That's lack of first team experience from Cody. I still think he has a lot of great qualities. I would have him as the right back. Yeimar, I still think he's that guy. He just has always shit center backs next to him. We need to get a Yeimar-esque center back with him. That's what we need. A good center back. So I'm saying center back is a position of need. Left back. It doesn't have to be like a world fucking beater, but like a Kai Wagner-esque left back. Get some guy from Bundesliga too, a Jovan Jones-esque type of guy. That's what we need at left back. Midfield, I don't think we need any DMs. Fuck, out of all positions, we don't need DMs. We need an out and out true right mid / right winger. Not putting Jordan Morris there because he can't use his left foot, so he can't go down the right, cut in, and shoot. I don't want to see that. I want an out and out right mid. That's what I want. Cam, oh, I'd kill somebody to get a really good Cam, like an Evander. I know he's a Portland player, but an Evander type of Cam. That's what I want. At striker, dude, just someone that bags goals. I don't give a shit if he's the ugliest dude in the whole wide world. He looks like Shrek. I just want a good striker. I don't care if he's the flashiest name, the unflashiest name. I want a good striker, a high pedigree striker. All right, like a Bouanga. Bouanga's playing in League 2. That's the second division in France, and is coming here scoring 50 plus goals in all comps. Something like that. What Ruidíaz was when we brought him in back in 2018, I want to say 2018. That's all I'm asking for. But we have okay pieces. Like, let's say, okay, even let's say we put Nathan here. I still think this team is good if we get these positions. I know it's a lot to ask from Weibel because he's only made one good signing in the last couple of years. And the problem is, too, I'm getting worried with De La Vega. These injuries are not a good sign. Like, we know he's a good player, but let's also not rest our laurels on when De La Vega's back, our whole season's going to turn around. That's not how this whole thing works. We need like 3 De La Vegas for our season to turn around. It's going to help when he's back, but it's not going to solve all of our problems. Going into the upcoming FIFA Club World Cup next year, we need De La Vega-esque type of players in the cam role, in the right mid role, in the striker role. So I'm saying we need kind of multiple. It's okay if we get like one gimme, let's say, at the right mid spot. We get a Harry Ship-esque player. But a Harry Ship, he's a low salary player. He's not getting the money that Liao Chu and Jordan Morris are getting for basically the same production. Just be smart with the transfer business is all I'm asking for here. But yeah, that's going to be the end of today's video. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. Do you guys agree, disagree with the players that I think we need to sell, the positions that we need to look into, getting players in some fresh legs? What players do you guys think we should sell? What positions do you guys think we're in dire need of getting some players in? Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. Big shout out to our Patreon members, Nathan Goody, Scott Ran with Scissors, Aldo Hernandez, Hernan Gonzalez, Zach Barkhurst, and Mason Gurnett. If you guys want to be a part of the Patreon, it's the best way to support the channel. There's always a link down in the description. But boys and girls, I hope you all have a lovely day.